Hey everybody, welcome back to Mrs. Rattlecan's house. I am James and this is the week in review number 43. There have been a couple of changes in the house since last week. One of them is my lovely wife has put back up the crystals from the light in the main entrance. They were gross when we got the house and had just a film on them that almost made these pieces of glass look opaque and very plastic-like. So we're glad to have that back. I'll show you the other one here in a minute. The floors are as done as they're going to get, so the furniture is starting to come in, and you may now start to get a sense of why we have labeled this the Asian room, because this is where the Asian stuff goes. So it's back out here. My mother is in town. My oldest daughter is out of school because she graduates actually today. And so what do you do when people come into town? Well, you put them to work. So we moved the dining room set in, which my mother remembers as a kid playing on, and so they were able to get that nice and cleaned up. We think it looks nice. Final placement as yet to be determined. Try to get a little better light on it. And then again, since the floors are done, that opens up a whole lot of other things to happen. This is what is technically the dining room, but it is sorry about that. It is a seating area now, and the chairs have come in. They have this nice 50-ish style to go with the house. And then probably the biggest difference in here is this. Same story as the other one. It was just filmed over and very plastic and very gross looking. It was that lacquered brass that it starts to kind of turn black and look all gross over time. So we ended up painting these. This is like a hammered pewter finish, I think, and we did the whole thing. We did the chain, we did the thingy at the top, but yeah, it looks much gooder now. And then there have been a couple of changes going on here in the kitchen. Probably the most notable is that cabinet doors are on. I've gotten them fairly well adjusted. It's just kind of a process getting them to fit in. One of the drawers we've had to modify, this one here, because our cooktop hangs down further than the old one did. So I have had to notch that out. Focus. Thank you. Had to notch that out so that it will fit underneath. And then the other one is a work in progress because, let's see if we can see it here in the back. I've got a gas regulator that sits in the way. So what I've elected to do is shorten the drawer. So I've cut about 6 inches off the end of it, and re-rabbited the ends of that, and hopefully we'll get that put together tomorrow. I had a whole list of stuff I was going to do today, but again, I forgot that oldest daughter graduates today, so that kind of throws a wrench in things. You got to go be the parent thing. New refrigerator's in. We've left the covers on until we're all moved in. Drawers are in. It's not too bad. Mrs. Rattlecan is happy with it. That's the most important thing. So I have a feeling before too long things are going to start getting populated down there as well. And then the drawers are back in over there as well. Now the drawer fronts are actually like not an MDF, but more like a particle board, and then they have Formica on the front and on the edges, and those sat out in the garage in the heat and humidity of last summer, as well as the dry cold of the winter. So there's a little bit of a curve to them because they kind of sat on end, and I think they sagged a little bit. But I've got a feeling before too long they're gonna, everything will be kind of hunky-dory and back in shape. So anyways, that is the extent of the week in review, just because the week in review the week was all in the kitchen for the most part. Anyways, that is what's going on. If you've got a comment, make sure you put it down below the sermon notes. We'd love to hear from you guys. And, I got a feeling things might look a little bit different next week, but we'll see. Anyways, you guys have a great weekend. Cheers.